Hey Justin, congrats and welcome to Indy. How much outside corner did you play in college? How much inside corner did you play?
My first 3 years, I think I was strictly outside. Then my last year, I started playing inside and outside a little bit more.
You think you're more of a slot at this level?
I think that's kind of what makes me a little different. I feel like I can do both equally as well. I kind of want to be slot. I love playing inside, but also have the experience and the knowledge to play outside very well too.
Nate,
Hey Justin, congrats. Do you have much contact with the Colts prior to tonight? And did they give you any kind of sense of whether they see you as like an inside or an outside player?
Yeah, so I had a third visit with them, and they kind of ran me through how they like how I could do both, and they see me as a guy who could jump inside and outside, and so I think that's how they want to use me inside and outside.
James,
Can you explain the moment when you got the call and what that was like and kind of take us through your experience?
Man, it was surreal, man. Like it's something you always growing up as a kid, you see it on TV, and you always just think about that feeling, but when it actually happens, it's a whole different level. It's part of the best experience of my life.
Jake,
Hey, Justin, welcome to Indy. So Colts general manager Chris Ballard, says that they're a very traits-based team when they pick players. And just this week, he said if they're going to pick someone, they've got to have a unique trait. So what would you say that your unique trait is?
I would say my versatility. I could play corner, nickel, safety, and I've played every single coverage you can play. And I feel like I do that at a very consistent level. I feel like I prepare myself to be able to go on the field and play all of these positions very consistent. That's playing man, that's playing a deep half, a flat, no matter what it is. I feel like I can pretty much do it all very consistently.
Joel,
What were your expectations for this weekend? Where did you think you'd get picked?
So yeah, I was hearing from like 2 to 6, but they were like 4, but maybe 3, maybe 5. So I was just kind of just playing it how they said it. So I was just waiting, and you guys did a third, so it's even better.
What was the initial reaction when you realized it was happening today? Because did you really think it was coming today, or did you think it was going to be tomorrow?
I always thought about it. I was like, yeah, it could be today, but back in my mind, I always like, oh, it could be tomorrow too. So, but once I got the call, and I seen the Indianapolis Colts, and it finally clicked like it's gonna be today. It meant a lot to me.
James,
Justin, I believe you had an MCL injury this past year. So I guess where are you at with that? And did you have to get surgery at all?
No, so I got hurt in like week 3, and by week like 7, I was completely clear from
Okay.
it. And at the combine, they cleared me for it.
And then one quick follow-up. You talked about playing a lot in Minnesota. How much do you think just having that experience as a starter helped you develop your game, whether it's inside, outside? You talked about knowing different coverages. How much does the experience in the Big Ten just helped at that level 4 years in a row?
I think a lot, especially I've started 4 years, so I kind of got a chance to play each and every coverage a lot. And I'm sorry, a lot of people are calling my phone right now.
And hit that do not disturb, my boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on 1 second. Can you re-ask that question?
Yeah, how much do you think your experience helped you prepare for the next level, having played, I believe, over 40 games in college?
Yeah, like I was saying, I've started 4 years, so and I've had two different defensive coordinators, and they had very different styles. So I've had the opportunity to play pretty much every single coverage you can play. That comes to man, cover two, invert two, cover three match, uh, all type of simulated pressures. I feel like I have experience in all of those, and me being a starter 4 years kind of helped me accumulate those reps under my belt.
we'll do two more here. We'll do Joel and then JJ.
What's the part of your game you think you need to improve the most?
I think the part would be just being a more consistent tackler. I feel like I'm a very willing tackler. I like to tackle. If I could improve the small minor details in it, like keeping my head up, bringing my feet with me, and I think if I improve that aspect of my game, I'd be a completely different player.
JJ,
Hey Justin, I know you're on the outside, but when you played Penn State, did anything Tyler Warren did kind of come across as impressive to you?
Pretty much everything he did kind of came off as impressive. You just look at him, he's a very impressive looking guy. And he can play quarterback, running back, receiver, tight end. He pretty much plays everything on the position. So that itself is very impressive. Then to go out there and perform the way he does at all those positions is even more impressive. So hats off to him.
And then we'll actually take one more from Jake.
So the Colts have one of the better quote unquote undersized nickel corners in the league in Kenny Moore. Are you familiar with his game at all? And if not, like what could you learn from a guy like that?
Yeah, so I've kind of been a fan of his ever since he's been in the league. You know, anytime you have a guy on the smaller side, under 5'10", that's undrafted, especially to come into the league and to even be an all-star, you can tell he does things right. And you have to, that's kind of the guys I look at, kind of guys who do things right. And he's a guy that even when teams ask me who I look at in the league, I always said him. He's always a guy that do a lot of things right. He play any type of coach you need him to, and he does it consistently. And that's kind of what I try to model my game after.